The prosecution's stance is unaltered. The killing took place on Fresno Street when the gunshot was heard.
Shut up!
You shut up.
Shut up, gallery!
Perhaps my Japanese friend's inexplicable thinking is why people talk of Mystique of the East.
You're also Japanese, cousin of the summer. What the hell?
You claim that logical reasoning is the future of the judicial process.
はい。未来よ。質問ない。
I mean, I understand that, but I'm concerned that the rest of the court can't, sir. You might have to,
Counsel for the defense, what the hell is he saying?
He's agreeing with me, sir.
Could he say it in English, just for the court record?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Mr. Jigoku has fully confessed that he is the one who killed Tobias, and now we're going through his whole confession at the moment. In Fade to Black, I guess.
この
English, please.
A British assassin to eliminate a professor in Japan. A Japanese assassin to eliminate a detective in Britain. Both assassins would use diplomatic immunity to evade conviction and return safely to their homelands.
Yes!
Knew it! Shit. Sorry. Yeah, you're gonna have to bleep that, Taisa. Sorry.
It hasn't been 5 minutes. I do have to bleep it. God darn it.
Yes, Yeston knew that.
It just came out. It just came out. I'm sorry. I was excited.
We all heard what you said. Yeston knew that.
I was excited.
It's okay.
Understood. The Assassin Exchange request arrived from Britain about 1 year ago. That was hardly a request. It was a demand.
And for that, you decided to recruit Mr. Asogi. But things didn't go according to plan. Your chosen assassin never made it to Britain. And
You learned
found
Russian.
Yeah, you learned Russian. And you found yourself unable to dispatch a replacement. Because I was already on my way to Britain at that time in Cosmo's place.
And that left me with only one option for carrying out my obligation. To eliminate the mark myself. Personally. Of course, there was but a single opportunity for me to do that.
The International Forensic Science Symposium, I presume.
That's right. I decided it would be safest to carry out the plan before my arrival in Britain. So I enlisted the help of my British counterparts, and made arrangements for the pretext that would take me to the Inspector to Dunkirk. To lure the man in, he was given a sham mission by the Reaper.
What? The Reaper?
There's only one person who could have done that. The mastermind of the entire operation. The Reaper himself.
So, that means the Assassin Exchange was... It was all planned by the Reaper.
I'm not at liberty to say anything about my British counterparts.
Oh yeah, because he's right there.
I'm going to leave it completely vague so that we continue on the train of getting this other person killed. Anyway, the Inspector accepted the Reaper's mission and dutifully infiltrated my cabin on the steamship. It was a trap designed to lead him to France and his own death.
Oh, how awful.
It was past 9 o'clock when I returned to my cabin from the dining hall that evening. I didn't give him time to attack me. I choked him until he lost consciousness. There was a guard just outside the door, so I left it at that for the time being. Even the slightest noise might have aroused suspicion, so I bided my time, waiting.
For the 20 minutes after 10 o'clock.
I had intended to finish him off by strangulation, but moments before I had the chance, he suddenly came around and went for me in a reckless move. I had received the British-issue gun 16 years earlier, being a member of the judiciary as a visiting student. I never imagined I'd have to use it for something like that.
The revolver belongs to you, does it?
Then the victim was killed inside your cabin on the SS Grouse. Which begs the question of why you arranged for his body to be discovered in the room on Fresno Street.
The young judicial assistant over there has already answered that question. There was no way I could take the body up on deck to throw it over the side. That's precisely where all the crewmen were gathered at the evacuation drill. Just before the first-class cabin sentries returned, I took the corpse to the refrigeration room.
And then on arriving in Dover, you concealed the body in your trunk in order to smuggle it past the border police.
I knew I needed to take steps the police were to be convinced when the body was found in London.
In that case, you must have known. You must have had intimate details of Inspector Gregson's intended schedule.
Yes. My British counterpart sent me everything I needed to know. The inspector was due at Fresno Street at 5 o'clock that afternoon.
Dogs agree.
In order to meet a man by the name of Hugh Boone, from whom he had taken back his police identification. I decided that man would be the perfect person to set up as the culprit. So I took a hackney carriage over there with the body still in my trunk.
That must have been just after we took this photograph with you at the hotel then.
Yes, I wasn't expecting a welcoming committee. I was a little more than nervous. That's why my voice changed. On Fresno Street, I spotted a young girl selling little firecrackers.
Miss Venus, of course.
I conceived of the candle trick there and then. So I donned a simple disguise and approached the girl to buy enough firecrackers to replicate a gunshot.
What sort of disguise?
For some reason, the inspector had a bright red hairpiece in his own traveling case. So I put that on, although I suspect I drew more attention to myself in that than I would have otherwise.
Trying to imagine Jigoku with a red head. Like,
Well, it looks so. It would look really weird because he has red hair and then like he has
His
black
beard.
sideburns in his beard. So it's just like, wait a minute, what happened here?
Don't
The
worry about it.
hairpiece, I'm going to worry about it. The hairpiece we found at the scene, the inspector had ready for the forensic investigation.
I only arrived at the room around 4:45. So I quickly placed the body on the floor, moved the notice board, and set up my little candle trick. I arranged as the firecrackers would go off with a bang around 15 minutes later.
that Mr. Boone, who was due to arrive at 5, would walk straight into a trap?
Except, at the last moments, I made a careless blunder.
What was that?
Hey, imagine! It was the bag of fish and chips!
Oh! Fish and chips are saving us here.
I didn't notice I had fallen out of his overcoat pocket when I moved the body to the refrigeration room. I put it back into his pocket the following morning, but... well, it seems the warmth of the heated cabin had accelerated the decay of the fish. Anyway, that's everything. All sordid details of what I did. I'm not going to tell you who my British contact was. Also, I destroyed that I destroyed it so thoroughly, it's just missing from existence now.
I've heard enough.
I haven't.
That's too bad for you.
Well, too bad for you.
We've arrived at the truth about the murder of one of the country's most capable and respected police inspectors. The witness will be tried in the coming days. For a crime of such a vile nature, you can expect the most severe penalty.
The exchange of assassins! Who'd have had the idea?
Mr. Jigoku, one last detail. Who was your counterpart in Britain? Who was the mastermind behind the assassin exchange? Nothing you say now can make matters any worse for you. Just tell us.
Joke's on you. It totally can.
Enough! I've already told you that I cannot say.
Even though as things stand, you may very well never set foot in your homeland again.
What are you waiting for? Can't we get this over with now? It's finished. All of it! I'm finished.
Then, in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I now pronounce the findings of this court. This man before us has admitted to the willful murder of Tobias Gregson.
And then he sat back down. Oh, what? You can just do that?
He is the law, apparently. He can do anything.
Seishiro Jigoku, it is the opinion of this court that you should be found
Guilty. Understood.
And may I remind all those present of the strict confidentiality demanded by this closed court.
Yeah, about that. That seems, Gregson was pretty well known. He's in the Herlock Sholmes stories. I feel like, people are gonna...
Fell down some stairs.
No. That's stupid. I know Gregson. He'd just get back up.
He fell down some stairs.
No, he's too tough for that.
Moments ago, Mr. Jigoku signed a written confession, admitting to the murder of Inspector Gregson and the subsequent conveyance of the body. In short, the defendant's innocence has therefore been established beyond doubt.
How wonderful! Well done, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, thank you.
Is something wrong?
I'm just a little troubled by his silence.
The true identity of the Reaper of the Bailey and this extraordinary assassin exchange. We do remain in the dark about these mysteries. However, insofar as the indictment brought against the defendant in this trial, we have reached a conclusion. I have every intention of pursuing both mysteries. As a prosecutor. As you wish. Now for the formal adjudication. I hereby declare the defendants Baroque Van Seeks.
There it is.
Oh, God.
The prosecution calls for adjudication to be deferred.
Counsel?
The accused's innocence hasn't been fully established at all. And therefore, it would be wrong to deliver a verdict at this time. That is the prosecution's unwavering position.
What?
But Judge Goku already confessed.
Nevertheless, Baroque Van Zeeks has committed crimes for which he must be punished.
Well, it would appear you have information that the court needs to hear, Prosecutor Osogi.
Certainly, the murder of Inspector Gregson was actually carried out by Seshiro Jigoku.
Here we go.
But it's clear from the witness's testimony that he was coerced into complying with the plot. Into this sick, merciless assassin exchange.
And wouldn't the actual criminal be Shu Takumi?
That's too meta.
By that logic, wouldn't Shu Takumi also be the defense?
Yes.
And the prosecution?
Yes.
And the court?
Yes.
Whole system's rigged.
Yeah, that may be true, but I hope Takumi's doing well.
So what I want to know is, who coerced Jigoku? Who was pulling the strings?
A puppet.
The victim went to France having been ordered on a mission for the Reaper, only to be murdered. In other words, the mastermind behind the assassin exchange is someone in a position to give such an order. As we've already established, the Reaper himself.
Well, certainly, that would appear to follow.
The prosecution hereby formally accuses the man in the dock, Baroque Van Zeeks, of being the Reaper of the Bailey, and furthermore,
There it is. Here we go.
I'm going to prove his guilt beyond all reasonable doubt.
I'm just going to myself a drink.
Yeah, sir, do you happen to have a chalice you can let me have to have a couple drinks?
No, I need a lot.
Okay, understood.
Order! 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 The Reaper of the Bailey is a long-standing mystery, Counsel. Are you suggesting you have some new information with which to build a case?
Scotland Yard has already investigated Lord Van Zeeks very thoroughly in that regard. And they found no evidence whatsoever to substantiate the claim that he is the Reaper.
Perhaps, but circumstances have now changed.
What do you mean?
It's already
What do
been
you mean?
established that the assassin exchange was negotiated with Jigoku by the Reaper himself. Which means we now have a new line of questioning by which to identify definitively the man's identity. That is the prosecution's intention here.
I must say, I'm surprised. By quite how tenaciously you appear to want to besmirch my name. Honestly, kind of impressed.
You are guilty of an unforgivable crime, Lord Van Zeeks. And I will bring you to justice for it, whatever it takes.
That explains Kazuma's silence before. He'll stop at nothing to finish what Lord Van Zeeks unwittingly started 10 years ago.
Very well. Whilst it's extremely irregular, I mean, what isn't at this point in this game? I will, on this occasion, grant the prosecution further opportunity to witness testimony. The defendant will disclose any and all involvement he has had with the Reaper and the assassin exchange.
I thank you, my lord, for guiding the court so wisely.
I hereby declare this court to be in session for a supplementary hearing. Back at it again at the Krispy Kreme.
What?
Pray turn a blind eye to the discourtesy as I verify that this vile and unremitting accusation hasn't soured the contents of my hallowed chalice.
Lord Van Zeeks.
Look, I'm getting a little tired of this. I think I'm allowed to be a little frustrated.
No,
I first had to.
It's fair.
I first had to suffer the pseudonym of the Reaper 10 years ago now. And ever since that time, I've endured the weight of implied guilt that's gone with it. So I welcome the chance to testify now, and crush those allegations once and for all.
Good. Then let justice decide, Lord Van Zeeks. The prosecution seeks to begin building its case by calling the accused to the stand as the primary witness.
I'm right here. I'm already.
In order that he may answer the accusation brought by the prosecution that he is the Reaper of the Bailey.
I have not left the stand. What says the defense?
So Sato?
KB posted a thing in the channel.
Uh-oh. What happened?
My God, she's dead!
Yeah, he's saying that someone decided they had to vacuum right now, and they're not going to be nice to him.
Is he still seeing the thing?
You know what? It's okay.
What?
It's okay for the purposes of the next 5 minutes proceedings. The role of Susato will be filled by someone that is absolutely not equipped to imitate this voice. All right, hang on. All right, let's see.
I was about to volunteer myself, but that's fine too.
No.
Yeah,
This will be funny. This will be funny.
You're several voices now, Lewis.
He's somewhere around here.
No.
Somewhere Japan, but in a Japanese accent. Yes, somewhere around here. Yes, that sounds correct. I don't know if this is correct. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm loving this.
God.
Putting the defendant in the witness stand can be extremely dangerous. And Kazuma-sama is so emotional at the moment. He's not thinking logically.
You're right that he's not himself.
He's not the only one that isn't himself.
Are you okay, Susato?
Don't worry about it.
You sound like you sound a little different. There's.
I took a cough drop. It's fine.
But I knew it would be like this. And I came here today determined to face him through whatever might arise. As a lawyer and as his friend.
Then that's what we must do. I'm doing my best. What the hell?
You could have just given. You should have just given the role to me or Final.
Nope. We're committing. Commit.
Oh, no, this is funnier.
The defense has no objection, my lord.
The defense has no objections. They say through their objection.
Don't worry about it, sir. I'm fine. There really is no objection.
Are you sure about that?
I'm very certain, sir. Let's continue, please.
You sound like you have some kind of objection.
No, I don't want. Don't let me think about it anymore, sir. Please proceed.
Think about what? Counsel for the defense.
Objection! Whoever just said everything I said was lying. That was an imposter, Your Excellency. I'm sorry about that.
All right, I'm glad we got that sorted out. Are we good, counsel for the defense? Are we Gucci, as the kids say?
No one says that, sir.
Are we poggers, as the kids say?
No one says that.
No one says that either.
What am I even saying? Anyway,
I don't know.
defendant, you will take the witness stand and save us from this hell that we put ourselves in. But most importantly, give formal testimony on the subject of your involvement with the Reaper and the assassin exchange. As you wish, my lord.
Ah, shit. Here we go again. The Reaper and the Assassin Exchange.
I've never taken the life of another, nor have I instructed another to kill. I've been investigating the truth behind the Reaper for years, and I was aware of Gregson's involvement. That's the reason why I went to Fresno Street that day. Now I came to discover the body. The point is, no common thread exists between myself, Gregson, and Dr. Wilson.
You sure about that?
Clearly, therefore, there's no reason to suspect me of being behind the assassin exchange.
You definitely do have a connection to all three of them, sir.
Clearly, therefore, why didn't you just say one or the other?
Because clearly, therefore sounds fancier. I don't know.
Do you deny all accusations by the prosecution? Both that you are the Reaper of the Bailey and that you masterminded the assassin exchange. I acknowledge that the public at large believes me to be the Reaper. However, that's a fallacy, which I alone am in a position to forswear.
Naturally, the prosecution believes the testimony just given by the accused to be untrue. Ryunosuke Naruhodo,
Yes?
let me ask you, why are you here? What really brings you to this courtroom?
You,
Why are we
technically.
here?
Yeah, we're here because of you.
A desire to uncover the truth.
No, we're here because of him.
No, we can't make this gay now.
And technically, we're also here because of Sholmes.
True?
We're here for a lot of reasons, is what I'm hearing.
Even if the truth proves your client to be guilty.
From all my experiences in this courtroom, I've come to realize something. The truth can't be hidden. Sooner or later, it will come out. So it's always my intention to work with my client in the pursuit of the truth.
I want you to remember what you just said.
Enough dilatory chatter. Counsel for the defense, proceed to cross-examine the witness.
Oh, yes, my lord. I know exactly what you're thinking, Kazuma. I know you're just waiting to point it out. The contradiction you're convinced lies somewhere within this man's testimony.
Cosmo right now. Damn. I want fish and chips.
I don't know about that, Chief.
We might as well just press everything for now. I don't know.
Well, it is true But I saw his.
I mean,
force-
but like you want to do the one where it's just like there's a clear thread between these three. Yes.
This one. This one. He definitely has a connection to all three of them because his brother got killed. His brother was killed. And all of these people were involved in that, including himself, the who prosecuted that case. So, you know, what am I presenting?
Seems like, sir, we're gonna have to make you aware of this fact.
There is a link between you and Gregson, though.
Of course, we were close acquaintances. We worked on numerous cases together. I consider the man to be a mentor of sorts. He taught me a number of important lessons.
And you still berated him when he did stuff wrong.
He did? Such as what? You know what Baroque hasn't done that Edgeworth has, though? I don't think he's threatened Gregson's... Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I don't think Baroque has control over Gregson's pay, unlike Edgeworth, who did have control of Gumshoe's pay.
Oh, that's
apparently.
true. That's true. Also, anyway, so what did you learn, Baroque?
Where to buy good fish and chips and such like.
See? Cosmo wants to get a fish and chips.
Well, that was convincing.
Dr. Wilson was a coroner, of course, but that was some time in the past. And in any case, I understand it was several years ago now that he was invited to work at a Japanese university.
Yeah, he's dead.
That's right. He was a visiting professor at the Imperial Yume University in Tokyo.
Should be unambiguously clear then that no link exists between myself and him.
Are you sure?
Besides, I heard some kind of university student apparently tried to shoot him. I don't know about that.
I didn't try anything. I just picked up the gun.
Mr. Naruto, he wasn't even talking about you. He was talking about just a bit.
I
Really
didn't
not
do
meeting the
anything.
allegation. You're really not meeting the allegations here, Mr. Naruto. In other words, I had no motive for sending some assassin across the oceans to kill the man.
Sounds plausible enough, and I want to believe it. But something about this just doesn't quite sit right with me. Okay, I'm very certain we have to it's that, like, we could press everything, but I'm very certain there's something needs to be presented right here. What am
Yeah,
I...
we had the autopsy report of,
Flint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. I would like to present it, but I believe we're actually a little bit over now, so we're just gonna leave it there and present this in the next video.
I can't wait for all of us to forget.
And it's okay.
Dear viewer,
I'm going to leave it on this page, and then I'll look at it, and then I'll be like, okay. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say,
gonna start
dear
a-
viewer, if you can read all that text in the image there on the left-hand side, you don't need glasses.